Oh, good evening, guys. I'm gonna tell you a story about my best friend told my husband. To if anyone, starting from beginning, Chidema. My best friend name is Ifoma, and my husband is Yamaka. If anyone had told me that the woman I called my sister would one day become the reason I would hate the sound of my husband's name, I would have laughed. Not because I trust her a little, I trust her with everything. Her name was Ifoma. When we met, we were 17 during our first year at university. We had nothing in common. At first, I was quite careful with people and I always think three steps ahead. Ifeoma was the opposite. She could walk in a room, she could walk into a room full of strangers and leave with 10 new friends. She laughed loudly, she talks too much, and somehow, whenever she was around, I forgot every reason I had to be sad. Our friendship survived the university, it survived our first job, it survived arguments, distance, relationship, family problems, and the kind of misunderstanding that usually end relationship. When I got married, Ifoma was my maid of honor. When she got married, well, she did not, and that was something we used to joke about. You'll be the first I will call when I find my husband. She would tell me. I would laugh. Please don't call me. Just bring him home first. Let me inspect him. She would throw a pillow at me. She would throw pillow at me. Like, see this woman. Those were the days when friendship was simple. Before secrets, before lies, before I learned that sometimes people do not want what you have until they see how happy it makes you. My husband was Emeka. We had been married for 4 years. Our marriage was not perfect. Anyone who tells you that marriage is perfect is either lying or has not been married enough long. We argue about money, we argue about his work. Sometimes I complain that he came home late, too late. Sometimes he complained that I worry too much. But underneath all of this, it was love. At least it was what I believed. Emeka was the kind of man who remembers small things. If I mention once I like a particular perfume, he will surprise me with months later. If I was having a bad day, he will knew before I said anything. And every morning before leaving for work, he kissed my forehead. It was such a small thing, but I love it. I remember one particular morning, I was standing in the kitchen struggling to open a jar of tomato paste. Emeka walked behind me. He was like, "Give it to me. I can do it. You have been fighting that thing for 5 minutes." I was going to win. He laughed and took it from me. 2 seconds later, it opened. I folded my arms. "Congratulations," he smiled. He smiles. Thank you. Then he kissed my forehead. I'm getting late. Come back early. I will try. I watched him walk to the door. Then he stopped. Chidi, that's what he called me. Yes? Don't forget your doctor's appointment. I smiled. I won't. He nodded and left. I stood there for a moment, smiling to myself. My phone rang. The devil called. Ifoma. I picked it up immediately. Good morning, Trouble. Don't call me Trouble when you are the one married to a man that does not let you breathe. I laughed. That does not let you breathe. I laughed. What happened? I need to see you. Her voice sounded different. Not sad. Not exactly. Just serious. When? Today. Why? Because I have something to tell you. I stopped smiling. What happened? She went quiet for a second. Then she said, nothing happened. I just need to talk to you face to face. I stared at the phone. Ifoma, you're scaring me. She laughed softly. Relax. It's not a bad news. Then what is it? I will tell you when I see you. I stood in the kitchen, still holding my phone. I did not know it's then, but that conversation was the beginning of the end. Not of my friendship, not yet. It was the beginning of the end of the life I thought I knew. Because that evening, when when Ifoma finally came to my house, she was not alone, and the man sitting beside her in the car was my husband. Right? What do you think happened?